"Look," said the Norseman shaman to the little boy, "there's your father in the heaven." Rollin Frost here, program 993 coming at you. Thanks for tuning in. Oftentimes, the Norseman shaman couldn't get to people. Everybody was snowed in. The only way people could get in and out of their house was through a rooftop entrance, and so the shaman would descend into your home from there. He brought a bag full of goodies and to help you get through the bad winter, and some of those goodies were these large round orange objects. Well, they weren't round, they were tennis ball sized and things, and they had to be hung up on the mantle. These were mushrooms, psilocybin mushrooms, very nice to have in a long winter stay, and they had to hang them up on the mantle to dry them out before they were usable. Santa Claus bringing, oh, they had a tree. Those mushrooms grew underneath that tree. Christmas tree, round things on the mantle. Santa Claus. So look, folks, there's a full moon on the 25th of November, and it squared the USA rising sign. And you know, I'm back here right now on November 21st, and a strange thing. And you already know a bunch of stuff that's happened that I don't. And one thing is clear: that full moon on the 25th of November extends through your Christmas holiday, when it's going to get pretty weird too. I got more to say about that, but I think first we should go after the sky mirror and let's find out what the day-to-day stuff is like, you know, in your life. I drew up a chart for you. This is just a picture of the sky, you know. I put Aries rising on it, and here's where the planets are all around the Earth. Here's where the sun is now, and the moon is moving up there to hit the sun, which we call a new moon, which you're about to have. It's at 19 degrees of Sagittarius. Trines Uranus will go back to liking and taking care of the homeless again. And we'll see whether we can make peace with Mars, because Mars is over here, and he's angry, and he's opposing Uranus, and it's squaring Pluto, and there's a hint of violence in the air, huh? Anyway, we're going to run the moon around this planetary pattern. I see these as people, you know. Here's Saturn, here's the judge. A judge just stopped the construction of the big telescope. Hooray for this judge. Another judge just stopped the authorities from destroying all the belongings of the homeless. They're rousting off the streets in Honolulu. Hooray for the judge. Saturn can be a good guy. That's who that Santa Claus is, you know. He's Saturn. Yep. Well, anyway, if you're on a Thursday night show, you're getting some good vibes here. Here's a trine to Uranus and a sextile to Mars. The heroes are out, feeling pretty good. The new moon is early in the morning Friday. It's a good time to kind of retrench and renew things and get a new plan. I always tell people that, you know, the sun and moon, the dance they do together, when the moon, the mother, comes around, joins the father once a month, and they make a new plan for the next coming month. And when mom and dad make a plan, it's good for a month. They're going to see it through. When the moon goes all the way around and opposes the sun, then they argue a little bit, and they might adjust the plan some and make a different plan. But upshot is, good time for planning. This one trines Uranus. Take care of the technical things, get physical stuff done. And if I were you, I would be prepared just in case for that Christmas hurricane, or shortly after Christmas. And that means that, Friday, December 11th, you got the word from your astrologer to get out and fix some things that might fly around and be prepared for high winds. Now, it's not a sure bet. It could be the other people that are getting the quakes and the high winds, and and all that sudden interruption in their lives, because it's on the 7th house in the astrocartography. I'll show you when we're done here. Anyway, this is the time to get some work done, to go out and at least, you know, decide what boards you're going to nail to what windows and have them handy. It's good planning, new moon. Excellent. It does square Jupiter a little bit. There's a song I kept playing the other day about clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right, and here I am in the middle again. There's a little feeling like that. Too many clowns around, too many people pumping it up on this new moon, but you know, there's constructive work getting done anyway. And you'll feel it all Friday. I like Friday the 11th. Yeah. There's Friday night you can talk it over. There's a nice conjunction to Mercury, and you'll find yourself talking about all the things that you learned Thursday night and Friday morning. You mean Santa Claus was a doctor that brought medicine to the North people through their rooftop entrances? Yep. And a tree to make a better odor in that little cabin. Well, enough. Do you know that Captain Cook and his boys would brew beer from spruce branches? I just learned that reading Captain Cook. Interesting. They brew beer from almost anything. Well, that's Neptune, isn't it? Saturday, the moon's in Capricorn. It goes into Capricorn after dinner on Friday, and you'll feel when it does, because there'll be a sense of urgency. When that moon shifts into Capricorn here, instead of this wonderful planning and individuality and let's get things fixed kind of feeling you had on Friday, suddenly there'll be a sense of urgency. You'll have to talk it over late Friday night. And on Saturday, with the moon in early Capricorn, you're getting close to the Pluto thing. Eek! Sirens, panicky stuff. It's a square to Mars. You know, it's got a real physical component to it. And some people are going to get angry and be overprotective. So you're going to have to, you know, ask yourself what you're protecting. This is, another old book popped out. You know what I found in it? This is a poster they had in London during the Blitz. And I think it's all about Pluto. There's mass bombing. And who's the bombers in the world? Well, the air forces of the big civilized nations. We're the terrorist bombers. What a funny thing, huh? We label them bombers. And, of course, we don't have to suicide. We sit up there at 60,000 feet or in drones and bomb the little creatures on the ground. Excuse me. Moon in Capricorn, huh? I'm a Capricorn. I have a wry sense of wit about these things. But you'll be up late Saturday night, and people will have a lot of overprotectiveness, possible irritation, and it'll happen suddenly, and it goes into Sunday morning, and I'm not sure what the panic is about. You know, keep calm, carry on. Eek a bug Saturday night. Eek a siren, eek a policeman. Not a good time. If I were a policeman, I'd leave my gun home. There's another one. Oh, I shot the guy because he was trying to get my gun. Good heavens. Guns, Pluto. It settles down Sunday. The moon's still in Capricorn, late Capricorn here. But you get, you know, a trine to Jupiter, and there's some new information and some new wisdom comes along, helps you through the, wow, what happened to us last night and this morning? That's the kind of feeling. On Monday, the moon goes into Aquarius. The vibes change entirely. Things seem to settle down a bit. On Monday night, there's a sextile to Saturn. You can do some solid planning. It's a square to Venus. You might have to give up some pleasures and some money and some sweets. But to get the security, you can give up some pleasure, can't you? Tuesday morning, the moon's still in Aquarius. After breakfast, there's a sextile to Uranus and a trine to Mars, and there's brotherhood, and there's this, let's get things done. Here's another opportunity for you on Tuesday, the 15th, to plan for that Christmas, that possible hurricane around Christmas. Do some planning. It's not your normal Christmas at all. Lay in some supplies. Yeah, make sure you got flashlight batteries and, extra rice. Most of all, get your hammer or your nail out and get everything set up so that, you can do some work quickly. And anything that might be flying around in the wind, or might be shaken loose, take it off the high shelf. You'll feel good about what you did Tuesday night. There's a sextile to the sun. Well, we got a lot done here on Tuesday, December 15th. The heroes were out. Everybody was fixing stuff. It's a good feeling. On Wednesday morning, you're still feeling that way until breakfast. And after breakfast, the moon shifts into Pisces. And you're in the world of Neptune. Doctor, doctor, doctor. And here, your astrologer's a little embarrassed because I thought this would be liquids. And here it is, dengue fever. And a lot of cloudy information that people don't understand. You got to Google dengue fever. Go Lauren Pan. Dr. Lauren Pan's a public health guy like me, and he'll give you straight poop on dengue. It's not the big fearful thing what? Spray the schools? Don't spray those schools. You know that young girls, Venus, have all the eggs in their body they will ever have for all their life. So you can pesticide a little boy, and in a month he's got new sperm. But if you pesticide a little girl, you're poisoning all her kids for all of her life. So what bright authority decided to spray our schools in fear of dengue fever? Most people that get dengue, they get a little fever for a day and that's it. And then they're immune. That's all. Few get the bad symptoms, very few. Anyway, panic, misinformation, confusion. You could have some water problems here. Whatever they are, it's going to put a lot of stuff on hold because Saturn's squaring Neptune, and it doesn't seem like there's any responsibility for this stuff at all. Don't count on the Department of Health. No. Learned that many, many times. So it's Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening when the moon squares Saturn. Well, first it conjuncts Neptune. Oh, turn on the music, And then it squares Saturn, and it turns out it's too cold for music. Late, probably after midnight, there is a sextile to Mercury, and so you can get some communication done. The kids are a little happier. On Thursday morning, moon's still in Pisces, and there's a sextile to Pluto, and you discover new stuff. What do you mean it's not in the mosquitoes? No, the dengue is in the people. A mosquito just bites a person, carries it over to another person. People are the vectors here. Do your homework. Be a good Sherlock Holmes. No, doctor, push a pill. Spray it. No. Just give everybody a bottle of DEET, and they will apply it. And if the mosquitoes don't bite people, dengue will just go away in a month. It only lasts for a couple weeks in a mosquito. Did you know that? No, you're not being told nothing, huh? It's terrible, the misinformation going on. The doctors are all frozen because they're afraid. Afraid if they speak out, some authority will take their job or their rice bowl will decrease. No, it's tough time. But Neptune is mucking it up in Hawaii, that's for certain. And you'll find out more about it Thursday morning with a moon sextile Pluto. By Thursday night, there's an opposition to Jupiter. Too much. Clowns and jokers all around, and a square to the sun. You're not going to get anything done Thursday night or Friday morning. Friday morning is the moon squaring the sun. And mother and father can't agree at all. So not much gets done on Friday. The moon shifts into Aries just before lunch, and it has a different feeling again. And as you approach Friday night, you're moving up to the Uranus thing. Ooh, and the square to Pluto, and the same old policemen and guns, and eek a bug, panic, isolation. What do you mean the policeman shot 4 homeless people? I don't know. People This is not your normal thing. Here's Mercury. See, you get sucked into some security Saturday morning, because here's a trine to Saturn. Oh, the government will take care of it. We're all organized. Then you hear different in the middle of the day with the square to Mercury. And then there's a square to Pluto, and there's a panicky feeling, and there's sirens, and then there's a conjunction to Uranus. And we feel isolated and alone, and the media is, strange things are going on. And finally, there's an opposition to Mars, and everybody's ticked off at the young men, and we're all overprotective and angry. What a lousy Saturday. It starts with sirens and ends with angriness, and it isn't until, after breakfast, just around lunchtime on Sunday, that the moon shifts into Taurus, and there's a nice trine to the sun. And Father says, calm down, keep calm, carry on. Well, Sunday night, here we're late. This is actually 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, Monday, the 21st, and there's a nice sextile to Neptune, and you can make friends with religion again. Hey, how many Christians, evangelicals, Jews have ever read the Quran? How many? What is this Neptune thing? Doctor, priest. Have they ever read the Quran? It's kind of doubtful. Does an MD have any knowledge of a dengue fever epidemic? It's doubtful. But they'll give you a pill, won't they? Yes, sir. One of the things doctors and priests have in common is you must believe. It's a famous thing in medicine, and I got a master's in public health, is that if you believe in the doctor, you can give them placebo pills. Placebo means it's just a sugar pill, but if they believe it's going to fix them, they get fixed. Wait a minute, that sounds a little like religion. The priest says you do this and you'll get fixed. And if you believe in it, oh yeah. Well, anyway, here's the editorial section. I'm making a list now on these shows so I can get through it quick. The judge stopped authorities from trashing homeless belongings. That's lunatic stuff. I can't believe those people take the homeless people, all their belongings, and put them in a trash thing and dump them. It's enough these guys are homeless and all they've got they can put in one basket, but they take what's in the basket and destroy it. What a craziness. And people on Oahu have just sat by and said, oh yeah, well, they're just homeless. New moon opposed Uranus, huh? One man was just released from jail after 30 years. The guy was trying to help Israel. He's still wearing this Jewish thing, and 30 years he's been in jail for some minor thing of trying to get some information that would help Israel. We're finally getting a little flooding, as of the 20th, 21st. But most of my Neptune stuff, embarrassing as it is, had little to do with water and has to do with dengue fever. Of course, it may be the spray thing comes up. I start Googling it, and you find there's guys on there from Pakistan who said spraying for dengue is killing more of us than dengue, kind of stuff. And spraying schools? You know what? Get all the girls out of there. No girls should go to those sprayed schools for, a week or two afterwards. Good heavens. Lack of information. Hey, did you know that NASA is a military organization? Yeah, the Department of Defense. It's funded through there. They have the say-so. All of this NASA stuff that you think is so great is really sideways aimed at defense, they call it, which is just a spin word for killing people. Mass destruction, NASA. So the judge stopped the TMT. That's great stuff, at least for a while. There's a bigger one going in Chile, and there's one going on out in space. It's going to make ours, all this thing they're going to do up here on our mountain, will be old before it's even finished. Space-based stuff, that's where it's at. Oh no, we got to keep doing what we've always been doing. We don't need more doctors, but we're going to try to build a big doctor hospital, train more doctors near the airport, have doctors come in and doctors go out, and these are the same way. These are privileged people up there, the physicists on the on the mountain. Build another telescope. We've been building here, and we're not going to stop. Heck no. Why should we stop? We just keep doing the same thing because we're privileged. We're Neptune. Excuse me. So I don't see these guys as any different than, a lot of other people that think their privilege will never be taken away. Well, anyway, that's the editorial for the week. Okay, I'm going to look at some of the nations, but before I get there, here in the opinion column of our local rag of a newspaper, Hilo and Kona, they published this thing, dengue fever, and here this lady had a friend who got it and said it was tough. And she says, oh, there's a reason it's called breakbone fever. That's what it really feels like. She didn't get it. She heard this from someone else. Listen, folks, 9 out of 10 people that get dengue fever, they have a little fever for a day. That's it. They don't even notice it. And it goes away, and after that, they're immune. So this is a lot of hysteria. It's too bad. Anyway, here's a November 11th new moon. This is how we got into it. Here's Neptune at the bottom. Looked like a flood. Flooding mosquitoes? Anyway, here's squared Saturn. Keeps people inside. Restricts your movement, so I thought, gee, big flood. Here's a November 18th quarter moon. Says we need help. Sure enough, a lot of the doctor people here are asking Center for Disease Control for some public health experts. I think we have Lauren Pang from Maui. And who else do we need? Anyway, here November 25th, the full moon has Neptune right on the rising sign. Yeah, and this is the one that has the moon opposing the sun, squaring the USA rising sign, which is in Gemini. We're being a lunatic since November 25th. ISIS is attacking us. It's in Europe, this fever now. And well, anyway, things coming up of interest here. December 2nd, it seems to have all mellowed out a little bit. The new moon, December 11th, though, has... Eek, what's that? Terrible. Here's noise outside. This is mellowed out a little bit. Concern for the home. December 18th, we got Neptune at the bottom again. Here's the same signal. Are we worried about mosquitoes or flooding? This could be a rain signal. And here on December 25th, Uranus stations, and in we have Uranus opposing the rising sign in Kona, squaring Pluto. This is going to hit all the islands. What is this? Is this earthquake? It's shaking. Now this could be other people. It's on the 7th house. There may be shakings in other parts of the world, and it sets off all our alarm bells at home. We have a panicky feeling at home here, see? Pluto at the bottom. So here's your Christmas freakiness. It's Uranus stopping in the sky on Christmas and setting up in the islands. Not so good. No. Let's check out the astrocartography map. Okay, now remember that what we're looking for is Uranus. Uranus stops in the sky Christmas Day, and people feel either brotherhood or they feel isolated and alone. So when you're looking for Uranus, it doesn't look so hot in Hawaii. Here's Uranus opposing the rising. And this is Eek, a hurricane. Eek, a high wind. A tornado. It's not, we get hurricanes in, late in the year. And we got a big El Nino now too. And this red line, whoa, that's Pluto on the 4th house. It's a good thing Pluto isn't stationary. I'd be shouting volcano. Anyway, this is a hot spot in our islands, and whatever is going on, we're going to feel it. Now, it might be that we have an earthquake around the Pacific Rim that sets off our alarm bells, and you get sirens that, in the home. Let's check it out. Let's look and see where else Uranus might be making a fuss. Here's Uranus on the IC, the dotted green line. See, and it moves up here, goes up through the northwest of the U.S. Now that's Uranus on the home. There's your home being insecure, see? Yeah. Here's Pluto crossing over that line in the middle of the... I think the world's largest quake was in here once. Right about here. There Pluto crossed it. Here's Mars. So we got some pile-up stuff here. And that location. And then we got what's going on here in the islands. And the next hot spot is over here. Here's Uranus again. Uranus is in the public eye, so this is public chaos. You don't like it there because that means that, you know, there's trash all over and shakings and it's a mess and chaos. And here's Pluto opposing. Now this can be police and people with guns who show up, you know, when there's a big hurricane or an earthquake or something and scare everybody. Anyway, that's a definite panic sign, having Pluto here like this. And on the descendant, this could be volcano, but nah, Uranus is the shaking one. It's the high winds. So what do we got? We got Uranus earthquakes through here. We got possible hurricanes moving up through here. We've had a bunch of them already come through. Here's Formosa. Quakes up through here in China. Not so hot. Where's the other hot spot? There's going to be one more. Here it is. Here's Uranus on the ascendant. You feel personally shaky. And here's Pluto. And people all feel homeless. Yeah. Pluto's on the midheaven. They're having a war. There's a, you know, a public crisis. But everybody feels alone. Now this could have a lot to do with some kind of refugee homeless thing too. There's a political side to this, huh? No, I don't see it as a hurricane hitting Hawaii because there's no downstream damage. It's more like, of course, they come at us and they stop and go away when they see the big mountain. But spraying the schools, have you ever been mosquito bit in a classroom? This is crazy. Never should have got these people involved. Here's more Saturn people doing dastardly things in the Humane Society. I have a huge kill rate here. Some manager isn't doing his job. Medical marijuana is a mess in Hawaii. One of my heroes, Margaret Willie, is trying to help. But anyway, nature gives to every time and season some beauty of its own. Ralph Waldo Emerson.